What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Power Play with CJ Prospect Profiles. Still going to focus in on one of my fellow massholes, Brandon Shea. Top prospect, currently playing his trade with the Quebec Remparts of the Q. We obviously, as always, Prospect Profiles. We got some contributions from William Shallow, the Prospect Profile, which we'll get to in just a second. Started out his Q career last year in Marketing and had 10 points in 45 games before he went home. Obviously a Marshfield native. His father went to BC. He was committed to BC before he chose to take his talents to the Q. And, it's kind of like him going up there this year is kind of like the scene in the movie Youngblood, which is one of the greatest hockey movies ever made. Definitely top 5, Pan Miracle, and Mystery Alaska. I digress. Going back up there, remember when Rob Lowe didn't like it and went home, and then he goes back up there and they win the fake Memorial Cup. That's what's like, he got traded to the Ramparts. Patrick Waugh has done a good job developing America. Actually, Marketing has too. I mean, the best Massachusetts player in the NHL right now is Keith Yandel, and he's a Marketing product. So, Roy took him in. He's going to be playing alongside Adam Ern, who was a top prospect himself, is a top prospect, and they're going to be playing alongside each other. It's funny. Shea was committed to BC, Ern was committed to BU, and they are now teammates in the Q. Funny how that all works out. I think one thing, and this is, I didn't realize this, William Shallow actually contributed this, the Ryan Strom, one of the top prospects in the Islanders system, the 5th overall pick last year, had a similar instance in Barrie of the OHL where he was getting significant ice time, had a feud with coaches much like Shea did, and then ended up going to Barrie, getting traded to Niagara, and then lit it up. It was a top 5 pick. I mean, this could be a similar circumstance. It's kind of a mutual thing with the coaching staff and Shea. I think he went up there with a sense of entitlement, got stuck on the third line, and really didn't warrant a bump in ice time. I think maybe that they're keeping him down to deflate his ego a little bit, and that kind of backfired. He's a big kid. He's got, as let's say, he has 6'2", 200. Still just turned 17 2 months ago. So he was 16 last year in the Q. First year American kid on a team like Marketing. I mean, that's and I mean, I'm not saying there's a racism towards Americans up there anymore, but I mean, it's tough. It's definitely a cultural thing. Believe me, if you're from Massachusetts, anywhere else is like an exotic country. Believe me, it's weird. But I really look for him to do well this year. He's got the big center aspect of his game already. Comparisons to Eric Stahl is probably the best one. But I'm really curious to see what him and Ern do alongside each other. Someone that was in Massachusetts when they both committed to respective schools was like, wow, they both got top prospects. Now they're going to be teammates. And it's curious to see how each one's play complements the other one. That's one thing I'm curious to see. Quebec should be the favorite in the Q. Roy's obviously done a great job coaching up there. Roy's really pipelining that New England thing. He had Ryan Borko up there. He recruited Charlie Coyle heavily. I can tell you that from first-hand experience, speaking to Coyle's agent. Roy wanted Coyle up there. But, I'm curious to see how it all works out. I'm excited. Can two Americans win the Memorial Cup in Quebec together? That'd be pretty cool. And a good thing for Ern's from Connecticut, but still a pretty good thing for New England hockey nonetheless. And that's all I got in this episode of the Power Play with CJ Prospect Profiles. On top prospect, the 2013 NHL Draft, Brandon Shea. Stay tuned for more episodes throughout the offseason and beyond. Later, guys.